Hi, everybody. How sweet it is. Hi, guys. It's our last, it's our last class of the year. Ooh, I'm breathing into that. I know. It's a big day. So, woo, how are you? Last night's full moon was a whopper, wasn't it? It brought out all the feels in me. It really did. Um, no, you're not crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. It's really good to see you. I've been really excited for today because I'm going to teach you. I'm going to do Elder Council with you today, of course, and our perfuming from December. So if you have your tools and you'd like to make perfume with me, this is going to turn out to be one of your favorite perfumes of the whole year. It really is. So, do you still have diamonds on your body? I love it. I'm so glad you guys were there. So, we're doing Elder Council tonight using a technique that I have been working with this year for some of my own meditations and reflective work and interdimensional work that I've been doing. And I've come to really love this technique. And I'm going to teach you tonight. I know, I see you, Angel. I'm going to teach you this technique tonight. What's kind of cool about this technique is it's portable. You can do this technique after tonight if you like it. You can do it anytime, anywhere. And so I'll explain all of that to you. All of my perfumes are your favorite. I love that. Well, there's an ingredient that we're using tonight called Abyssinian. It's your carrier oil. And I was telling Alexis this story. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed last night. It really makes my heart happy because that ceremony was really important to me. You know, diamond code is a real thing. There's a theory among people who believe in diamond code that there's actually diamond people and diamond, families and people who kind of carry this higher resonant frequency with them, that they've learned how to activate these codes. So there's a whole theory on it. And then there's a theory that there's diamond people and diamond children and indigo people and indigo children, and they're different. It's fascinating, actually. So the theory is that indigo children and indigo people came to, reincarnated in order to change Earth. To change mindsets, to change perspectives. And part of the theory is that these are a lot of the folks on our planet who are on the autistic spectrum, are indigo folks. And they're here to change the way we think about learning and communication and expression because they come from a higher vibrational frequency. And then the theory about the diamond people is that they came here to witness, but not to change. So, and I find this interesting. How do you know if you're diamond folks? Well, I can share a little bit if this is interesting to you. It's not unrelated to what we're doing tonight, because this could be one of the questions that you ask an Elder Council about whether this is your kind of path of purpose. But thank you for that, Myra. I really, really appreciate it. So the theory is that, and it doesn't really matter when you were born. You know how some people have theories that indigo children came in the 80s and 90s or whatever. I don't really believe that. I just believe that indigo folks, and I believe it does include those with autism, what we call autism. I don't like even to say autism because there's a spectrum and it's a lot of very different things. You can't just kind of lump it into one box. But I do definitely think that people who are on the spectrum have access to greater frequencies and intelligences and ways of knowing and understanding and communicating that are above the frequencies that most humans can understand. And that's why, it's the waves of people, Karen, to your point. To use, Dolores Cannon's language, it's the waves of volunteers, right? So the different times that we came in. And so that's why I think those who have autism respond so powerfully to the solfeggio frequencies, right? Because it's they automatically know what frequency is what, and they if you watch someone who's on the autistic spectrum, and when you play different solfeggio frequencies, you can actually see them like responding almost physically different. They're totally focused, but you can almost see them having a different response to the different frequencies, like they know them. You know what I mean? Like they're notes on a scale, and they're just like, they can instantly attune to those frequencies. The rest of us can't do that. Really interesting, right? So the idea with diamond people, though, and I think I might be a diamond person, is that we didn't come here necessarily to change the planet. We came here to hold the planet through the process. Because since I was little, I've always had this feeling. I grew up in the Christian church, which I've told you before, and I loved everything about it except the fact that they went around telling other people that that was the only way to believe. That was the one thing I'm like, so if you don't believe this, when you die, you don't go to a good place. You know, and I remember people saying, well, yeah, that's kind of sorry, you know, and it's just like, but what about people who've never heard of this before? They have no chance? Like, that's it for them? Like, yeah, kind of. So I remember thinking growing up, one day I want to help people spiritually, but I don't ever want to tell people that if you don't believe what I believe, you have no chance of going to a good place. You know, like I can't imagine telling anybody that. So I think I'm here just to witness and kind of hold space for and allow for the evolution of, and just to be in you know, some kind of equanimity or some kind of good relationship with what's happening at this time. But I'm not here to convince you to change or to try and, you know, show you a different way of being necessarily. It's just like, I'm here doing what I do and you're here doing what you do. So I think that's the diamond code. The diamond code, so, and here's the other quality of it. The diamond code too, and I, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if this resonated a lot with you guys. It wouldn't surprise me if we're all diamond people on some level, right? But yeah, everyone's going to heaven. I mean, I hate to break it to people. I mean, if I'm right, and I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. But everything I've seen in altered states of consciousness, there's one place that we're all going back to. And we all came from there. And it's great. I mean, but there's just one. I mean, there's one. And it doesn't really matter who you are or what you did, because you're here to learn, and you agreed on this contract. Like, you're here doing a service, even if your service sometimes leads you to making choices that aren't fully in alignment with your highest good. It could be part of the work that you're here to do, right? So I believe all of that to be true, that there's just one place that we're all going. But I think the main thing with diamond folks is that we are here, and see if this resonates with you, because I think this is probably the truest test. I think we are here to raise the highest possible frequency of who we are. Like, I think Cynthia Gutierrez is here to be the most Cynthia she can be, as quickly as she can get there, and to share that, it gives me chills, to share that with as many people as she can, in the way that only she can do it, until it's time for her to go home. Like, that's what I think each of us is here to do, right? Like, I think Vanessa's here to be as much Vanessa as she can be, as fast as she can, to share with as many people as she can before Vanessa goes home. And that's all I think there is to this. And so I think each of us, we were chosen. It's like, well, we need Cynthia, we need Cindy, we need Amy, we need Nitu, we need Sarah. Okay, we've got those. Okay, we need Sylvie, we need Janine, we need Athena. You know, I think there's these kind of like conversations that go on, and we need them from the 50s, 60s, 70s of the 20th century until X part of the 21st century, and they're going to go there and they're going to activate and spread, and then they'll come back, and then we'll send this person, that person, that person, that person, that person, right? For the next wave of whatever's coming. And you did a great job today, Cynthia. I thought your priestessing was quite lovely. So thank you for holding that space. It was beautiful. So I see you, and thank you for that service, because it really was a service to our collective. So anyway, if that resonates with you, I think you're a diamond person. And that's kind of fun. Not that I mean, not diamond in the sense that like you're better than somebody else, but I do think you're different. are different. In a great way, right? De nada, mi amiga, mi hermana. It was a pleasure and an honor to see you today. Okay, so some white sage, because we're getting ready to go into a deep place. And yet it's an easy place today. That's what I want to teach you this technique for, because this is all at once a deep journey and a ceremony, and then it's probably the easiest. Really easy to come in and out. You can do it sitting. I've done this, what we're doing today with Elder Council, I've done it sitting in a doctor's office. You know, do you ever, I mean, back in the day when we used to go to doctor's offices, now all of my appointments are telemedicine. I have a telemedicine appointment with my my doctor, because I'm talking about hormone therapy, hormone replacement therapy. So anyway, like all of it's telemedicine now. But back in the day, I remember having an appointment and my doctor was really late, and I'm like, well, I'm going to go into another dimension now. Using this technique to kind of bounce back and forth. So it's true. Okay. So I want to lay the groundwork for you, kind of tell you what tools I have. Elder Council is always an invitation to kind of charge and consecrate some tools. So if you have something, a piece of jewelry, the ring, I'm not going to wear much jewelry today because we're making perfume, but Sylvia did make this sapphire ring for me. And I do want to dedicate this one today, so that's what I'm working with. So if you have a, I don't have my necklaces on today because I took them off last night to wear the Charaway piece that I was showing, and one of my chains went down the drain. So Dave has to go and fish my chain out of the drain tonight, poor guy. But anyway, so whatever, if you have a piece of jewelry or if you have a stone, Sandy's in a dental chair, so we're gonna dedicate and consecrate your teeth tonight to a higher dimension. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, I don't know. My mom had a rough go of it, so my inclination is to do some kind of hormone replacement therapy, but we're talking about it. I know. Your new Dao wand would be great. I know. Can you hold space that my chain will just... He bought this contraption on Amazon when it happened last night that's arriving today. And it's like a magnet sticky thing that you put in the sink, and it like is supposed to be good for getting your chain out of the sink. That it works, yeah. You can totally use the same piece for multiples. That every time you bring something into a ceremony, at least for me, Lena, it enhances the frequency. So it like charges it and then charges it again and charges it again. That's why my magician pendant feels so significant to me, because I've just had it in so many ceremonies, you know? It's like, I just feel like the energy gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So, woo! Did it make a difference? I'm not ready for progesterone yet. I'm only low in testosterone and estrogen. So, we shall see what's going to happen with that. Can't we just have all our hormones forever? Yeah, you can totally use your wedding ring. Anything that you want to just kind of, it just adds juice to it. Think of it that way. It just juices it up. So whatever that piece means to you, or whatever the energy of that piece happens to be, it just like, it magnifies it or intensifies it. Yeah, so that's what, oh, interesting. Thank you, Rachel. I will let him know that. I really appreciate it. Oh, goodness. Yep. Oh, look at that. Casey got a new drum. Well, as you know, tonight is the night. I want to say thank you one more time. I swear, I think this is the most beautiful drum I own, and not just because of the art, but because of the frequency of the drum itself. It is, I haven't officially played it yet. Tonight will be the first time I kind of tickled it, but I haven't really played it. But it is so beautiful. So I'll be using the drum tonight, and I cannot wait. Woo! Are you excited too? Yay! I know, I can't wait. I'm so happy to be able to work with it tonight. And I love my favorite part of the drum, beyond the Angela Faux symbols, is that the part where I hold it, this part right here, is super fuzzy. It's like a little pillow of sheepskin. Do you see it? It's super fuzzy and cozy. So my hand, because sometimes when it's not, your hand gets kind of tired after a little while, right? So this is like, it's like having a little sheep with me. I'm into it. Okay, and then the perfumes for tonight. Here's my blending bottle. So we are working with Angelica essential oil. These are your December oils because we didn't make our December perfume yet, remember? So we're doing it tonight. And I actually, when I tell you what this blend is about, I think it'll all make sense why we're doing it tonight before Elder Council. You know, nothing is really an accident. So it's Angelica Divana, which is a member of the Artemisia family. Did you know? Did you know? And then Abyssinian, which is the star of the show. Usually the carrier oils, I don't know if you've noticed, I tend to really focus on the essential oils, and then the carrier oil, I talk about it, but it's usually not the star of the show. Oh, not tonight. You will want to use every drop of this. You will feel like you got an extra gift in your tools this month once I'm done telling you about Abyssinian. It's kind of going to change your life a little bit. Oh yes, so the timing is really, really divine for that. And then if you have your Elder Council tools, I've got my mist, which I sprayed the room before we started, incense, which I'm going to burn in just a minute. And then I have two different. I have Ultimate Elder Council and Elder Council. We have Femme Elder, if you have that. And by the way, so a couple things I need to tell you on a business note before we start. You have 23% off your class tools section right now. I think you know that. The code is 2020 clearance. Alexis? I didn't write it down. I should have. I remembered to tell you, but I didn't remember what it was. There's a lot going on in my head right now because we're doing a lot right now. So like I just designed all the perfume kits, or half of them, for 2021 this morning. You know, we're making the perfumes each month. So my head's been in a lot of different places the last couple of weeks. Yeah, so it's 23% off your class tools section, and we put all the Elder Council tools in there. So if you want to get Elder Council tools for 2021, and I think you have until, I need to. Did you see your comment? She said pimp 23. One of these days I'm going to do like a pimp code or something, and just don't judge me when it happens. What it's going to be is payback to Claire for ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho. 2020 clearance. Thank you, Phyllis DeLuca. Valerie, unless it was a class tool, this code doesn't work. This isn't for the whole website. The whole website is 20% off today. And that code is, I don't remember that code either. I'm a mess, Alexis. Really, I have a lot in my head, and I'm going through menopause, and I'm tired. Just to be honest, I try to write things down and remember things and be really smart all the time, and then sometimes things just fall out of my ears or wherever it goes. Okay, so 23% off, code is 2020 clearance, but that's only for class tools. And then the website is 20% off with some other code that we're going to tell you about, 20 start. Thank you, Conspiracy. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad that you're here too, Deanna. It is a new code. In my defense, it's a new code. Those of you who are really young, just enjoy your youth. Your day will come where you're like, what was that code again that you just talked about an hour ago? Or like today I went into the kitchen. I was like, I have to go do something in the kitchen. And then I get in the kitchen and I'm like, why am I here? And I just left. I was like, well, Jesus, take the wheel. I don't know why I'm here. So 20 start and 2020 clearance are your codes for today. So that's the one thing I had to tell you. And then the other thing I have to tell you is, if you want to make any changes to your Soul Shift subscription, if you're leaving, if you are changing from monthly to annual, you know, because you save $180 when you do that. So if you know you want to be here for the whole next year, quite a few people are doing the PayPal credit thing, because we found out from Janet that you have until, I think it's August, to pay if you put your annual dues on PayPal credit, which is kind of a cool thing. I think I'm going to do that with the class that I'm in because it's expensive, and I'm like, maybe I could do PayPal credit. So anyway, if you want to change from monthly to annual, or you want to change from annual back to monthly, all of that has to be done by midnight tomorrow. Can you believe it? By midnight on the 31st. That makes me feel better, Amrit, that you've always been like that. I think I've always been a little bit like that too, but it is definitely more pronounced. Casey is doing his 3rd annual, right? Isn't that amazing? And if you are staying, I'm so glad that we get to continue our journey together and do this alchemy work together. It's going to be really powerful next year, you guys. It was really interesting because when Cynthia was live today, I commented. I don't know if you saw my comment, Cynthia, because you were very focused, as you should be. But what I said is, because she was talking about the difference between priestessing and alchemy, right? And I really hadn't. One of the reasons I'm so grateful you did that, Cynthia, is it really allowed me to crystallize my thinking. Rachel, tell me what you're asking about. She's like, wait, what? tell me what I said that blew your mind for a minute so I can answer your question. But one of the things that I realized in formulating my comment to Cynthia is alchemy is an outward practice. It's about the physical transformation. Priestessing is about the inward practice, right? And sometimes priestessing is quiet, right? Is it 5 years for you, Nathan, now? That resonates with me. I think it is. I feel like I've known you my whole life. 5 years. So amazing. Yeah, so thank you, Alexis. So if you're staying and there's nothing you're changing, there's nothing to do. Your membership will just continue. But if you want to change from annual to monthly, if you want to change from monthly to annual, if you're not continuing, all of that needs to be figured out on your My Account page before midnight tomorrow. Yay! PayPal. Yeah, so PayPal credit allows you to take your annual payment and spread it out over 6 or 9 months at no interest. So that's what Janet was sharing, and I was like, ooh, makes a big difference. I know, and Sarah, for a 4-year, I actually thought, isn't it interesting? I thought you, Sarah, and you, Michelle, had been for 5 too, and you too, Deanna. So it feels like 5. And Angel feels like 5. And Tina's going on 2. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, so you can see Cynthia's live that she did today if you go into our Facebook group. It was really beautiful. She was basically helping us cross this threshold from priestessing to alchemy. And I thought it was quite poignant and very lovely and well done. So I love you guys. I'm excited for next year. So anyway, those are the only 2 business things. You have a sale code if you want it. If you don't need it, great. You know what I mean? And but I didn't want to forget to mention it. And that expires at some point. I don't know when it expires. And then membership stuff has to be figured out by midnight tomorrow. Look at that. It's like a roll call. Isn't it amazing? Going on 3. And this is Cindy's first full year. Isn't that cool? We're going to miss you too, Deb. But thank you for all the time that you've been here. This is your last class then. It's significant and it's beautiful. And you know what I've realized is, and I've when I started these online programs 9 years ago. It's gonna be 10 years next year. And I called it sabbatical. Sabbatical in Latin means a pause, like a pause, right? That's why when faculty take a break, after you earn tenure, you get a year of a sabbatical. People thought I was nuts leaving my professor job right at tenure because I had earned a year off and I didn't take it. But that's a long story for another time. But anyway, so sabbatical means pause. And I always had the idea that people might come and go. You know what I mean? Like they take the class this year, maybe they do something else next year, then they come back. And we've had a lot of people kind of come and go over the years, and we've had some people who've been there all along. And what I've learned is, like, this class kind of meets you where you are. And I think it's exactly right for the time that you are there. You know what I mean? So I've learned so much about just coming to even trust the process with this class, because it's always been guided. Even alchemy this year was guided. I mean, there's some bigger purpose, you know? So anyway, cheers to you guys and to your beautiful spirits and your presence, and for your presence this year. So if this is our last class tonight, what a great last class to have, right? Oh yeah, well, you know, and I hope you know that I know, you know. I hope you know that I know, you know. I know that you're here, and I see you, and I see the work that you're doing, and I see. So thank you for all that you do, and bringing your full spirit to every moment, because it keeps me going too. It really does. Well, I look forward to that. Our grand opening of Sage Goddess probably won't be at least for another full year from now. Los Angeles now, I think, is the most hard-hit city in the United States with COVID. Can you believe? So, I got an urgent email today saying, do not go out at New Year's Eve, because Cedar Sinai is at capacity. Nurse Sandy can probably tell us about Torrance Memorial, but all of our major hospitals in Los Angeles are now at capacity. So I'm hoping a year from now, I'm sincerely hoping that we have some semblance of an ability to see each other and hug each other and all of those things. Oh, thank you for that, Lynn Pellick. What a beautiful thing to say. I really appreciate it. You know? So thank you. And thank you for seeing me too. One of the really cool things about this, and I know we need to get to our class and everything, but it's been kind of nice just to chit chat with you for a few minutes, since this is kind of our wrap for 2020. Two of my teachers are fantastic teachers, but they have an absolute wall. And not just with me, but with everybody that they work with. It is just, they don't talk about their personal lives. They don't share their experiences. You don't know if they're having a hard day or a hard time. They don't talk about their past. It's just because they keep the focus on, you know, the teachings. But there's never like a personal thing. I think some people like that, maybe, you know what I mean? Because it's all business. So it's just like, we're doing the work, right? But sometimes it makes me feel like I can't share, because I don't want to seem like I'm oversharing, because they never share, you know? So if I'm having a hard time, I'm really hesitant to say anything, because they never say they're having a hard time. So it's like, it's kind of awkward. And so when I teach, if you ever think about or wonder, like, why does she share so much, or, you know, share her family or her home, or like when she's having a hard time, or why does she cry on camera, or whatever, it's just because this is it. You know what I mean? I don't like the idea. My goal is so that, and it's really true, if I was to shut this camera off and then you followed me for the rest of the night, it's not that different. You know what I mean? The me cooking dinner and hanging out with my kids and talking on the phone and everything is the same person who shows up here. And I kind of like that. You know, it's not like you'd catch me off guard and I'd be like, ooh, I gotta, you know, get fancy for you, anything. So I try to not have those boundaries, because I want you to feel like, first of all, you kind of know who I am. And second of all, you don't feel awkward when you're having trouble saying, hey, I'm having trouble, right? I hope it does feel like more of a level playing field. And I appreciate that, Kimberly, too, because I think if you're really going to do the work, you kind of have to know who you're doing it with, you know? And so I try to not have that barrier. So, and I'm glad you feel that way. And thank you for that, Aurea. It really means a lot to me. So I do tell you when I'm having a hard time, for better or worse. And I have had some hard times this year. I'm not now, which is wonderful, but thank you for that. So anyway, you can always be authentic too, you know what I mean? And that's why I will tell you, when we do meet each other in person, and those of you who've met me in person, because there's quite a few of you live here who have met me in person, some of you multiple times, I'm sure they'll tell you that's how it is. It's not like, oh, you know, I thought I knew you, but now I don't, kind of thing. It's just like, when we finally get to lock eyes, it's just like, you've been there all along. You know, it's not any different whether we're here or in person. So this year has been a bugger, Bonnie. Cheers to 2021 being clearer. It's been like muddy water, don't you think? I don't know. It's a Buddhist analogy, but Thank you for that, Vanya. It really means a lot to me. Thank you, all of you. And we will. I totally trust that we will meet in person. The in-person work matters to me, you know? Taking you through breath work and, you know, laying on the floor next to you and hugging you and doing, you know, working with you with sound tools and stuff. Like, that's important, and we will get there. So for now, we're doing the remote distance thing, and then when the universe allows, we'll go back to a different model. So I'm looking forward to it. Woo. Okay, so part of what I want you to think about for tonight, while I start lighting up some charcoal, I want you to think about your intentions for 2021. I need a better lighter, hold on. I thought I could use that little one, but it's not gonna work for me. When we go through this threshold tonight, I'm taking you and Elder Council across the threshold from 2020 to 2021. We're gonna go visit 2021 tonight early. And I hope that resonates with you, because I'm really excited. And what I want you to think about is, you know, I was talking to Dave this morning, and he had a stressful meeting today. That he was just nervous about it, and we were sitting at the dinner table having coffee this morning. He was really stressed about it, and I said, you know, the best thing you can do, instead of spending this next half an hour when we're trying to enjoy our coffee, you know, just worried about how this is going to go, just because it was an important meeting, you know, and he wanted it to go really well. And I said, the most important thing that you can do right this minute is visualize that meeting going exactly the way you hope it will. And I said, everything from, you know, when you walk into the room, and how you want, you know, what the outcome is that you're really looking for out of that meeting, and how you hope to feel at the end of it, right? And what your intention is going into it, which is such a great intention, and that you hope that the other person feels the essence of your intention, right? And so I call it sprinkling golden dust, but, and I was like, imagine going out ahead of that meeting, right? Imagine the room and everyone coming into the room and everything just unfolding perfectly, and you're just kind of sprinkling your golden dust around the room and asking that the outcome is just fully in alignment with your highest vision for how it's going to be, you know? And he instantly, like, I saw him kind of relax a little bit, like physically, because he was kind of, and I saw him kind of unwind his body a little bit in the moment. And so I talked to him this afternoon, and he was like, it went so well. It went so smoothly. It was exactly how I hoped it would go. And, you know, with the outcome that he had hoped for. And I was like, see, it's all about intention, because then when you're holding that intention, you enter the room differently, right? Your personal vibration shifts. So that's what we're going to do tonight with Elder Council. We're going to go into 2021 with our guides, higher self, ascended masters, light beings, teachers from other dimensions, whoever wants to come. And we're going to go peek into 2021, and we're going to walk into that room with the essence and the energy and the faith and the vibration and frequency of what we really hope to create there. The reality is we are walking into 2021 with some massive challenges, and not just you and me, but as a citizenry, right? I would say in LA we have more challenges than most, but everybody has some challenges. And so in order to overcome those challenges, we have to hold a frequency of what it is that we wish to create. You know the saying, you'll find what you're looking for? Have you ever heard that? You'll always find what you're looking for. My grandma used to say it, if you're looking for trouble, you're going to find trouble. And she was right. But the opposite is also true. If you're looking for love, you're going to find love. If you're looking for meaning, you're going to find meaning. Because your entire system automatically orients to your dominant mental framework. So if your dominant mental framework is success or joy or peace or love or whatever it is, when you gaze out at this world, it almost morphs to meet that. And the opposite is also true. If you're always anxious and always afraid, right? Like, I have friends who all they can talk about is COVID. You know, like, I'm worried about it too, but I don't talk about it, think about it, bathe in it, marinate in it 24 hours a day. I don't watch the news all day long. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, what are you looking for? If you're because the universe is going to bring more of what you perceive, right? What you intend. So it's just like, I don't want that to be my constant drumbeat, right? Like, you can have an awareness of something without marinating in it, right? And isn't it true, Sarah Halperin, right? What you seek is seeking you. That beautiful Rumi quote. It's so, so true. So I hope you're down for that. I'm super excited about it. So let's burn some stuff. I'm going to start, I just want to, before we perfume together, I want to burn some Elder Council incense just to kind of, I want this smell in my space. And I was waiting for you to burn it. But I know that smell from a mile away. Just let that kind of move through the space. Just some to you if you don't have yours. Yeah, and that's the thing, Nathan. And I think that's why I was talking about the diamond people before we start, because if it's true that a lot of us are diamond folks, you know, we're here to vibrate into the highest possible frequency that we can embody. And that's all we're here for. We're not here to convince people, to change people. We're not here to fix our ex-boyfriends and partners. We're not here to change our parents or our lineage. We're just here to become the highest, truest version of who we are. Then that reorients you. That gives you a new North Star to follow, you know? So it's like every time you make a choice, your question becomes, is this in alignment with the highest iteration of me? Is this in alignment with the highest, truest version of who I am? And if the answer is no, then you don't do it, right? And it will help you with partnerships, like, is being in a relationship with that person in alignment with the highest, truest essence of who you are? I'm lucky because I can say yes, like, unequivocally. But in the past, I've been in relationships where it's like, nobody's cute. No, but she's fun, right? And it's like, yeah, that's not your highest, truest, best. That's your Friday night shuffle. I've had to make those trade-offs in my life, so until you get to the one that is, right? I've had so many partners where I'm like, no, but wow. I'm into it, right? So anyway, I don't think of those as mistakes. I don't know. I think of them as practice, right? Really fun practice. Okay. I'm going to start by opening our circle tonight, even before we craft, because I think we'll just segue from crafting into journeying, if that works for you. Yeah. Oh, fun's a good teacher. I'm so glad I had fun. Honestly, now in the era of COVID, I'm so glad I had really irresponsible one-night stands and flings and all kinds of fun things. Because there's no, you know, can you imagine now, like, in your mask being like, hey baby, at like 25, like, that's not happening right now. So I'm really glad I danced in all the clubs and did all the things I did, because, you know, those days may be behind us for a little while. And then I started to come into some balance. I had to sow my wild oats. I was a wild child, but that probably doesn't surprise you. Okay. It's true. Everything, there's a reason and a season, right? I'm glad. I don't regret anything in my life. I really don't. So far, I have no regrets. But I'm lucky, right? And I've gotten really badly hurt too, like wounded. So, but I still don't regret it because I learned how to love. That's the gift of those experiences, right? I learned how deeply I can love. even if I got really hurt, right? Did you raise hell in college? We would have been friends. Actually, I was very well behaved in college. My party days were before college. 18 to 20, 16 to 20 was woo time. Yeah. Your 17-year-old is bored, I can only imagine. I mean, by 17, I was exploring the universe of possibility. May our teenagers get their groove on in time, right? Yeah, see, I was after AIDS. So I probably would have been even wilder if I had been a little bit before that. So this is my clearing wand, and it is titanium kyanite on the one side, titanium quartz cluster to sort of gather the energy before it releases it, and then a titanium quartz sphere to gather up what needs to be released. So I'm going to give this to you for a second. I'm first going to ask that you send right there all of the energy that you want to bring into today's journey. Let's gather it up. Everything that you're bringing into today's journey. And I would like for you to focus actually on what it is that you want to release before you step into this 2021 portal today. And this can be a lot of stuff from 2020. This can be fear, anxiety, separation, loneliness, grief. I don't know what it is for you, right? For me, it's confusion and fear. Not so much now, but at the beginning of this year, it was scary when the kids were going to be home and we didn't know how that was going to work. Like now we kind of know what we're doing, right? So I'm not afraid now, but I still feel confused. I feel like there's lack of clarity in the field, so I'm kind of bottling that up a little bit. Yeah, so let's start with what you want to release before we go into this 2021 portal, just so that you're not carrying it. Do you know what I mean? Because I want you to kind of come into this space tonight feeling renewed. And you just keep going. And with my wand, my selenite wand, I'm going to open a portal space here. And I'm going to call in Kuan Yin to hold this portal tonight, and Isis feels present for it. Who else feels present for it? Morgana. Merlin feels present for it. There's magic in the field tonight, I think. Yeah. Thank you for holding this portal with me. So I'm going to direct all of this energy now down. You can keep sending through that portal. I'm going to ask you, Kuan Yin, Morgana, Merlin, Isis, to take these energies and dispense of them, disperse of them. If it's in alignment with our highest good, if these energies are ready to be released, we ask that you take them. When they take the energies, it remains usable light, because those archetypes know exactly how to transmute energy, so it's not like we're throwing it away, we're asking them to take it dimensionally and to transform it. Oh, I love that, Lena. Yeah, being misunderstood, depression, envy. I have a little background music playing. Do you mind it, or is it okay? If it's distracting, I can shut it off, but I've been enjoying having a little bit of just quiet kind of music in the background. Fatigue, self-doubt, financial problems, worries, fears. Oh, this here. Can't you feel it? sometimes wish that I could do this for the world. Do you know how many people just need this? Just to set it down. They're carrying it in their bodies. And it can show up someday in a form that isn't good for them, you know? They have to learn how to release and let go. Okay. So we release these energies to you. From us, from this space, from each other, from our bodies, minds, spirits, energy fields, for you to take these energies, transform and transmute them into usable white light in service of the collective. And we give thanks for this release, already on its way, already here. So I'm going to do one more sweep of you. I'm going to do a sweep of me. Gotta get behind you too. And then we seal it up. So stop sending now. I'm going to seal the portal. We are complete. I'm going to make sure the feed is stopped. Just any residual, let me just make sure I take it and send it before I close it. Okay, you ready? I'm going to seal the portal. You are so welcome, everybody. Are we good? Counterclockwise. Oh, thank you for that, Julie. I'm excited. Thank you. I've had a good feeling about it too. It's a replaceable chain, so I'm not devastated. None of my pendants went down, which are not replaceable. So, but I love that chain. So I hope it comes back. And thank you to our portal keepers, our gatekeepers. They were just like, give this to us. You don't need this. More. It's good. It is done. It is done. It is done. Now you have to commit to leaving that there. You don't get to have that back anymore. It's all gone. I took it and you can't have it. So when you start going, oh, I don't know, I've got doubt, I'm jealous, I'm envious, I'm going to remind you, you put that in the portal. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, you guys. Your little tips are really helpful for me, by the way. Very helpful. Okay. I was going to rattle, but I don't feel like I need to. So let's do a 2-layer opening of our circle today. First, the protective clearing perimeter. Any residual energies that need to be left in this dimension remain here, so they don't come with us into the space. And then a second layer around. Doesn't that feel good? Bye, bye, bye. Oh, you guys are so awesome. So let's call in our guides, guardians of the 7 sacred gateways, for our last journey of 2020. I'm just opening the circle. Thank you for my drum. I love it so much, and I love you for it so much. Hold on, I got a hair in my nose. Okay. All right. To the guides and the guardians of the East, we begin here. We welcome the guides and the guardians of the East tonight to Elder Council ceremony. Opening the door. Expanded vision, consciousness, awareness. A deeper knowing tonight. Closing one cycle, beginning another. It's the work of the East. It's the dawn of the new year. We're already in its shadow. Yes, please drum with me if you'd like. So we come to you, guides and guardians of the East tonight, in search of your air, your breath, your life, your clarity and vision. Help us to rise above the challenges of this year, to see the blessings of the next. We welcome you into the ceremony space. Oh, this drum is so beautiful. Like I barely have to touch it. So good. And to the guides and the guardians of the South, fire. Thank you for teaching us the magic of transformation, bravery, courage, strength in the face of challenge. Thank you for teaching us what we're made of this year. Show us what we can get excited about in 2021 tonight as we open this doorway, this portal. Show us how to prepare in a good way for what's coming. What do we not know that we need to know? Isn't it beautiful? Oh, I closed that portal, Che. I had help. That was a big portal. Ooh, you sure are, Karen. We welcome in the guides and the guardians of the South to our Elder Circle ceremony tonight. And to the guides and the guardians of the West, all the feelings tonight. Help us to process the emotions that need to be processed before we move into this next stage. What's left? Help to purify us, strengthen us, prepare us, nurture us, wrap your arms around us. Energy of the Great Mother. Unconditional love. Teach us how to bring more of that forward in 2021. We welcome in the guides and the guardians of the West to our Elder Council ceremony tonight. To the guides and the guardians of the North, strength, protection, elder wisdom, grandparents, patience, purpose, peace, presence. Slowing down medicine of the wintertime. Feeling it so strongly. The urge to quiet your mind. Honoring that medicine tonight. The inward journey begins. We welcome the guides, the guardians of the North, to our Elder Council ceremony space tonight. with you. It's so earthing, very grounding. To the guides and the guardians of the upper realms, angelic spirits, guardians of the Akash, keepers of all wisdom, all time, all knowing, upper dimensions, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, as we leave the mundane mortal world and venture into the realm of the spirits of the archangels, the highest vibrational frequencies in the universe. Meet us here. We thank you, guides and guardians of the spirit world, the upper world. Thank you for carrying us on eagle's wings tonight, angel's wings, guiding us toward this ascension that's unfolding even now in this moment. We give thanks. We welcome the guides and guardians of the upper world into our Elder Council ceremony space tonight. To the guides and the guardians of the middle world, your spirit guides and mine, all beings in this dimension, this time-space continuum. We give thanks for brotherhood, sisterhood, companionship of all kinds of spiritual family. I ask for your blessings upon this community of health and wealth, peace, joy, comfort in 2021. Guide us well tonight so that we receive the wisdom we need to cross this threshold with grace. We welcome the guides and the guardians of the middle world into our Elder Council ceremony space tonight. Into the guides and the guardians of the lower world. I love how deep this drum can go. To the world beneath our feet, to the realm of the bones. Through the caves, the layers of time and rock and soil and groundwater, crystal caves. The crystals that your great-grandchildren will play with one day, still in the earth, holding this frequency. Thank you for connecting us across these ley lines, these vortex places, activating the Earth's own chakra system, feeling the heartbeat of our mother. We welcome the guides and the guardians of the lower world into our Elder Council ceremony tonight. The east is here, the south is here, the west is here, the north is here, the upper world is here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Woo! Amen. Aho. And so it is. Let's see if you can feel this through the camera. that's why they call it a gong drum. Woo! It sure does, Karen. We are here and we are right on time. Actually, I want to be really careful how I set this down. It's bigger than I am. Did you feel that? I bet with headphones, Karen Carly, that was even juicier. I gonged you. So good. All right, woo, that circle is open. I'm gonna scoop my booty over here. It's my favorite part of that drum. Okay. Now, I want to teach you about these oils. I won't take too long because I do want to spend most of our time in our journey space. Again. I'll do it. Remind me when we're done tonight. I'll gong you again. So I really want to teach you about these oils and then we'll blend, okay? The oils are really special tonight. And not that I don't think that they're all special, because I do. I mean, I really think that oils are living vibrational tools. And so I'm not necessarily partial to some oils over the others, but these are really unique. And I've never done this combination before, so I'm kind of excited about it too. I actually don't even really know what it's going to smell like. I chose everything and designed it, but I didn't like pre-blend it, so I'm kind of doing this right along with you. So you have two oils tonight, essential oils. You have Angelica. I always forget to take my little doodads out. I really don't like the little doodads. Like they're kind of a pain in the behind. I know they keep it from spilling and stuff, but it's like, I don't like it. Oh, I can't imagine letting it rip in the new space. I need to go drum my warehouse this weekend. I haven't drummed it yet, and I can always feel a difference. The crystals like it. So I need to go, I'm gonna go drum there this weekend. I've been waiting until I had a little bit, wasn't so busy. It's gonna be kind of quiet this weekend. Okay, so you have Divana and you have Angelica. So I want you to take out your doodads. Now, I love the way these oils smell. They are something of an acquired taste. And what I want you to figure out is there one that you like more? Is there one that you want to be more forward in your blend? Because your Abyssinian is not going to really change the scent of the blend all that much. So you got to figure out whether you want more of the Angelica or more of the Divana. And part of how I want you to, I know they serve a purpose, they bug me. Let me teach you about them first, which may help to shape your decisions too. So Divana is a member of the Artemisia family. And so that it's the same as a lot of the plants that we grow here in Southern California are Artemisias. And they're all powerful for third eye awakening. Divana in particular is and both of these are upper dimension, higher dimension, angelic dimension oils. Divana is used ceremonially to help you contact your spirit guides. And so that's why I was like, it's kind of perfect to blend it before Elder Council. What I'm going to do when I'm done with this blend is I'm going to add just a little bit of Elder Council perfume to it. And this is going to become what I'm going to call Turbo Elder. It's like Elder Council, but kind of like a little bit juiced up, right? You keep thinking Danu, you could add Danu to your blend. Because I heard you talk today about, the Divine Mother energy. You may find some of that Divine Mother energy with Divana, by the way, because there is a little bit, Divana's more feminine, in my opinion, and Angelica's a little bit more masculine. Do you like the Divana? Yours didn't have doodads? Should have traded with you, Maria Davis. Mine had doodads. Not to be confused with bebobs, by the way. These are very specific and technical scientific terms. It's very important that you know this. Yeah, it's a little medicinal, but then a little sweet too, right? Because a lot of times the medicinal oils, like a tea tree or a rosemary or those, will have like kind of a sharpness to them, and these don't. They're rounded on the bottom. So Turbo Elder Council is what I'm gonna call my blend. Hey Jamie, it's nice to see you. Ooh, interesting. Catherine Womack said, my pendulum told me to take Angelica root to cure the headaches I've had for 7+ years. Have you tried it yet? I want to know about that. Okay, so that's Dhavana. Dhavana is chakras above the crown chakra. And because it's an Artemisia, it also activates the third eye. So it's all about vision and connection to your spirit guides. Angelica. Do you know what the botanical name of Angelica is? This is my favorite part of it. And this is true. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The botanical name of Angelica is Teresa Jolly. She always makes me laugh. Sometimes I can't look at the feed because I laugh too much, but she's calling it Turbelder, which it totally is. Angelica's botanical name is Angelica archangelica. It's really true. That's its botanical Latin name, Angelica archangelica. 2 words, because archangelica is 1 word. So this is the only essential oil truly associated from its origin story and from its botanical origins to the archangels. This is probably the most important oil you can work with. Now, it has radical protection properties, as you might imagine, but it also is a holy ascension oil, truly. Now, pure Angelica root, which is what this is hard to find, and it's very expensive, which is why a lot of people use synthetic Angelica. But I've never liked any of the synthetic Angelicas I've tried, because nothing really, these are hard to replicate. Do you know what I mean? When you smell them, you can probably realize that. Like, it would be very hard to create a synthetic of this, what we call an accord, right? Which would be, and accords aren't always synthetic, but accords, when you see the word accord in perfuming, and if I get to teach perfuming in July, which I hope I will, I'll get to teach you all of this. But when we say accord in French perfuming, what that means is, say you don't have Dhavana, so you blend 5 or 6 other oils, essential oils or fragrance oils, to try and come close to it. That's what an accord is. An accord is basically a version of something, in case you don't have it or can't afford it, that smells like it, but it's made up of other oils. So I wouldn't know, and I'm really good at making perfume, I wouldn't know how to make a Dhavana accord. There's just really no other, or the Angelica. What's the difference of white Angelica? I've never heard of white Angelica. But you can teach me, Lauren. I have no idea. I've never seen it, and my distillers don't have anything called white Angelica. But maybe it's from a country that I don't distill from, you know? I don't know. You'd have to tell me more about it. Oh, I like it, Catherine. Well, and I want to know. I really would like to know how that goes for you, because I have so many people with headache issues. I mean, thousands, right? So if there's anything that's helpful, it would always be good to know that. I'm going to do kind of a 50-50. To tell you the truth, I kind of like the smell of Angelica a little bit more than Dhavana. I'm a little partial to the Angelica, right? Oh, Young Living has a white Angelica. That's interesting. They might have their own distillery, you know what I mean? Which is why they might have some stuff that I don't have. I don't know. It's interesting though. I like to learn. Yeah. I love learning. And you know what? There's always new. Somebody's always distilling something new. And a lot of people have distilleries like in their yard, you know? Oh, Sacred Oud has oud and then a whole bunch of other things in it. We have a little bit more of, I really want to take this off. Give me a second. I'm gonna pop my doodad off my, off my Abyssinian. Okay. So you can smell your Abyssinian and you'll know it really doesn't have a smell. So it is a proper carrier oil. Interesting, you guys all know about white Angelica and I've never seen it. But I don't buy Young Living oils, so that may be why I'm not familiar with it. Oh, it's a blend. And there's no Angelica in it. Really? Now I have to go look at it. Because I was really racking my brain for a minute. I'm like, how have I never, I mean, I've partnered with almost every distillery in the world. So it's like, how have I not heard of that? So anyway, we'll have to see. Thank you for that, Jamie. Super appreciate you. Okay, are you ready for this? Now here's what I'm going to tell you. If you want to use this the way I'm going to describe to you, don't use all of this tonight. Now you probably won't, because we give you way more carrier oil than you need in your kits. So you probably are not going to end up using all of this, which is great, because you're going to want as much of this as you can get your hands on. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was doing a lot of research into anti-aging products. And my mom is an esthetician, I've told you this before. And she, you know, introduced me to a lot of the really expensive brands and stuff. And she showed me this one serum. She was like, I'm hearing rave reviews about this, you should check it out. And I looked at it and it was really expensive. And so I decided, you know, I'm gonna look up the ingredients and I'm gonna see if I can recreate it. Maybe I have some of the ingredients in my cabinet or in our, you know, SG or whatever. And so the main ingredient in it was Abyssinian, okay? And so I decided I'm gonna start doing research into this. Well, Abyssinian, first of all, is non-comedogenic, so it does not clog your pores, and almost no one is allergic to it. It's like a miracle oil. It's better than argan. It's better than rosehip seed oil for your skin. It helps to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. It's really good for preventing age spots. And what it does to your hair, oh my God, it's better than argan oil for your hair. Now you don't want to go crazy with it. You never want to put oil up here, right? Because you don't want to get an oily scalp. But a little bit of this on your ends. I made, before we even made our kit, I have a bottle of this at home, and I made a little hair mask for Zoe, of like an oil mask. So when we're done with her hair at night, we just put a little bit of it through her ends. It really helps to tame and heal the cuticle of your hair. It helps with the texture of your skin. And you can research it. I mean, you'll see even more than what I'm telling you about, but it's kind of a miracle. The reason it doesn't get a lot of play, yeah, it's Abyssinian. It's Abyssinian. It comes from Ethiopia, and it's not widely talked about or known about. And this particular skincare company, you know, decided to so their serum bottle was 1 ounce, which is a little bit bigger than this, and it was $350. And Abyssinian was the main ingredient. I was like, oh hell no. So if you have sensitive skin, so the ultimate aging blend, and I'm gonna make it at some point for SG, but you can make it on your own. I'm giving you like the formula, right? So the ultimate anti-aging blend, like the cat, because Abyssinia is a region in Ethiopia where those cats come from, right? So anyway, that's a whole other story. But so this is the region. So the best anti-aging blend you could make would be Abyssinian with some rosehip seed oil, maybe a little carrot seed oil. Then you'd want to put helichrysum in there, violet leaf, a little bit of frankincense, because frankincense is really good for signs of aging. And that would be a top-notch, really fantastic anti-aging blend. And you've got kind of the main ingredients. So here's what I would do, up to you. Let's blend tonight, and then what I want you to do is save the rest of this, go get the other ingredients from because I'm sure you have them sitting around in your cabinet, and then pour those in here and use this as your anti-aging blend. Do you get what I'm saying? So just use this, use what's left of the Abyssinian, add the other ingredients, and then put that on your vanity, and that's what you use before you go to bed. And then when you're done putting it on your face, just take what's left on your hands and run it through your hair. And it will help with, you know, if your hair is really damaged, it means your cuticle's unsealed. So it'll help to kind of seal your cuticle a little bit. Can I import it? We have quite a bit of it at SG. I bought these really cute bottles for our anti-aging blend. I just haven't had time. I mean, it's been a little weird this year. So I am working on it for 2021, but you won't need to buy it because you'll already have, you know, the ingredients. Okay, so you excited about this? I'm excited about it. Now, Abyssinian also has other magical properties too. It's a very high vibrational oil, and it comes from sacred land. It really does. So it's where it comes from is sacred, what it represents is sacred, and then it's like this miracle oil for your skin. Your skin will thank you. Isn't that fun? I was talking to Alexis about this because I was telling her my serum story about wanting to make a knockoff because I refuse to pay that for skincare. I'm sorry. Even if I could, which that's too much for me, I would not pay $300 for a serum. Like I wouldn't, that's just egregious to me. And then when I found out that I could probably make it almost the same thing for about 20 bucks, I was like, well, hell no, I'm not doing that. Okay, so let's start with our oils. So let's add in our Davana. And this is up to you, right? How much of the Davana you want. These are both, in so many ways, very similar oils because they're all about connecting with spirit guides and the angelic realms. Okay. And now I'm going in. Yeah, so I mentioned the list here live, and then Alexis it'll be in your notes. So you'll have the list of ingredients that you need. Oh, that's nice. I love Angelica. It's really nice. Just want a little bit more Angelica. Oh, I almost put the whole thing in there. Well, I like it. I like it. But now I don't have any left for anything else, but that's okay. It was meant to be here. Okay, now I'm going to take my Abyssinian and I'm going to top it off. Oh, it's nice. Kind of mellowed it out a little bit. I love it, Angelica. I do. Oh, that's delightful. If you have it, are you trying it? A little bit of and it's just so good for your skin. I mean, that goes all in your cuticles, and it goes in your hair, and it goes on under your eyes. You know this trick with your ring fingers, right? If you have like puffy bags under your eyes, if you just do this in the morning, they'll go away. So you could just put a little bit of this on your ring fingers and do 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 do. It's the trick. Yeah, you can eat cheese and crackers before Elder Council. You don't want to eat like a steak. I ate very light today. I had a little bit of brie and a couple crackers, and that's it for me today. What's the name of the good wrinkle cream from the website to go with it? The one Athena used. Oh, do you mean Monastery? That's the only skincare I use is Monastery. I use a Dermalogica cleanser, and then I use Monastery. All the Monastery products every single day. I swear it is the only reason my skin's in good shape for being through a pandemic, because I just haven't been able to go to the dermatologist or do any of the things I normally do to take care of my skin. And I mean, I haven't done anything to take care of it this year at all except Monastery's products. And I'm not in a paid relationship with them. And it's important for you to know that. I don't ever accept money from people to promote their products. It just doesn't feel like a clean relationship to me. Not that people don't offer, but I refuse to do that because I just don't like the energy of that. So I'm a believer. Ooh, with a dash of Isis and Osiris. Are you rubbing this into your hands? Try it, you guys. What this oil is known for is it has the same slippage or the same slip as your natural oils on your hands. So it'll feel, it's not greasy at all. It's so different from, even jojoba is a little bit greasy. This one, if you rub it into your hands, and because it helps with the signs of aging and helps to prevent age spots, like this is just once a day, anoint with this, a little bit under your eyes, right, over the tops of your hands. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit on my charcoal just because I'm curious. So let's see what it's like to burn this. That's nice. Monastery is expensive, but actually for the quality of the ingredients, it's not. Not compared to some of the other companies that are not good quality. Like, I mean, I don't like La Mer's products. I just don't find that they're worth the money. And my mom agrees. And I trust my mom because she's tried everything. So, yeah. Angelic Curious, I like it. Yeah, so, yeah, oh my gosh. And you know what, Ori, I bet this would be really heaven sent for a burn on your hand. No doubt about it. Yeah. You're so welcome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. Okay. You feeling connected? It's very earthy, isn't it? That's a hug from the angels for you. Wish you were here. It's a hug for your hair. It's really good for your skin. Enjoy that one. Okay. You ready? Let's do this. Aw, thanks you guys. Okay, yeah, you can add crystals or chipstones or anything else that you would like to your blend if that feels good to you. Okay. Oh, hi Natalie. No, you're good. You're actually just right on time because we're just about to start our journey together. So I think your timing is divine. We made perfume, but you can go back and watch it later. I'm glad you like the music in the background. I just like it. If you were in my house, there's music all the time. It's never completely quiet until we're asleep. But this is the kind of music I have playing in the house all the time. Just kind of ambient, kind of gentle, relaxing, you know? But it makes a difference. And then when it's quiet, everybody's like, wow, it's quiet. Okay. So I want to prepare you for what we're doing now. So I want you to roll your shoulders back. We've already called in our guides. Are you ready? I want you to get into a comfortable position. You can lay down for this. You can stay seated if you want. That's right. And you're welcome to continue to chat with each other in the feed, but sometimes it is nice just to kind of completely surrender to the experience and just go for the ride. So it's up to you how you process and how you want to experience this. But if you just want to tune out for the next 20 minutes, you know, that's good too. Journey time is so sacred, you know, we don't get a lot of it. Even me, even though this is what I do for a living, I don't get to journey all the time. So when I do, and I journey with you when we journey, I'm going to go too. So it's just kind of special to be able to have that time and call your resources inward a little bit. Okay. So I want you to begin to soften, close your eyes. Let's invite your spirit guides to come a little bit closer. And let's ask any other energies that want to be present to you tonight to come closer to. That's what Elder Council is all about. And as we do, I want you to crystallize your question for tonight. Yeah, however you choose to go for the ride is accurate for you, you know? So Elder Council, the one thing that's important is that you go in with a question. And it needs to be an important question, something that will alter an outcome or change your decision making or influence your decision making, bring you clarity. I want to invite you to hold a question about 2021, and I would invite you even to ask tonight, what do you need to know or focus on or think about in order to manifest the most healthy, abundant, joyful experience in the year ahead? What do you need to know? That's a great question. That's a powerful question. But you're welcome to bring other questions into Elder Council too. It can be questions about what to do, where to go, how to handle something, you know, where to go in your relationship, how to expand your business. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can bring into Elder Council. And there's no right or wrong question, but the one thing you need to make sure is that the question is significant to you. So it shouldn't be like, you know, should I wear my red dress tomorrow? I always give that as like a dumb example because I don't think you'd ever ask that question in a journey. But that kind of a question is not the question you want to bring in tonight. The question you want to bring in tonight is a question of import. That's how the spirit guides described it to me all those years ago. So it has to be something that is significant and really matters to you. And then tonight's journey is all about retrieving answers to that question through the voices of your elders, your ancestors, your teachers, your higher self, and everyone else who comes forward. Do you guys have any questions before we start? Because that's really all you need to know. The rest of it is just, I'll guide you. You're in good hands. But I like that one. What do I need to know to go into this next year and manifest the highest version of myself? What do I need to know that I don't know, right? Yeah, what are the possibilities? I love that, Deb. It's great. And you can keep it as open-ended as you want. It's often best not to ask yes or no questions because that doesn't leave them a lot of space to communicate with you, right? And always remember too, as we start to go in, especially if you're new and you haven't done Elder Council before, it is very common not to see anything. But if you're not seeing, I want you to notice what you're feeling, what you're smelling, what you're tasting, because your other senses may be taking over. And so I don't want you to get distracted when you don't see people, but you may sense things or smell things or taste things or feel things or know things. And that's also a form of a gift, right? Yeah, so asking about questions about where to take your Kiwi Witch work, I think that's great for Athena Mack, right? And what does exchange look like? These are big questions, and they get easier to answer over time. But when you're starting, it's like, what's ground zero, right? And it's different for everybody everywhere. So I love that as a question, right? I'm so glad, you guys. Yeah, the incense and the perfume are powerful tools. So I'm going to light my Elder Council candle. If you have yours too, you're welcome to do that. Or if you don't have a candle, I'm lighting my candle for you. Woo! So as you close your eyes and roll your shoulders back and bring your energy even more powerfully into this moment, I want you to become aware of your body, giving every part of your body permission to relax. So beginning with the top of your head, your crown chakra, giving your head, your ears, the back of your neck, the front of your neck, permission to relax and soften, your jaw softening, even feeling your lips soften, just permission to just be, just to breathe. And giving your shoulders permission to relax, softening all the muscles of your upper arms, your upper back and lower back, giving your spine plenty of room to move, feeling the muscles of your lower back relax and adjust, softening and relaxing your elbows, your wrists and fingers, and even your little fingerprints. Everything is soft. Softening and relaxing the pelvis and the hips, and really dropping the hips into the floor. If you're laying down, really dropping the lower back. Imagining a thread between your belly button and your lower back and just kind of pulling on the thread to tighten in and really allow all of your back to rest. Relaxing the back of the knees, relaxing the hamstrings, relaxing the shins and the ankles, the tops of the feet, soles of your feet, and your cute little toes. Everything's just soft. And let's invite your spirit guides to be present with you now. And calling in your ascended masters, teachers from other dimensions, inviting your higher self to be present with us tonight, to be present for this journey, to transmit and communicate to you. And higher self, we give you permission tonight. We're here and ready and willing to listen and learn and grow, to see what needs to be seen so that we can prepare, adjust, and grow. And you might even sense the elders and the ancestors gathering around you now, the room getting full. I can see some of them with their hands on you and around you, sort of. Some of them are at your feet, some of them are at your midsection, some of them have their hands around your head. And just receive those frequencies that they're transmitting to you. Imagine that they can permeate your skin. And give every cell in your body permission tonight to open to receive this healing that can come through for you. So every cell opening, receiving. Any cells that need to be coded or recoded for your perfect health and alignment, we just allow that healing to happen in this moment. You can give them permission to do anything, to recode your metabolism, if that's helpful to you. I can feel them going in and working on different aspects of different ones of you. So just give them permission. Where do you need them to go? You can give them permission to recode illness and disease, to recode neural pathways. While we're doing this journey, all of this can be happening at the same time. And just feel your cells opening and rejoicing in this capacity to just receive. I mean, if you believe in healing and in miracles, this is exactly the kind of environment where those miracles transpire. And you can give things over to them. You know, if you've been having headaches, give them the headaches. We can recode for comfort. We can recode for flexibility. We can recode for ease in our body. So just relax. And those of you who are just getting here, you're right on time. Just drop in. I've already opened your circle. I got the light on for you. You're right on time. Just lay down and relax, or sit down, whatever feels good for you. Come on in. Now I want you to imagine from this deeply relaxed state that you're in now, where every part of your body just says, yes, it's willing to receive, it's willing to shift and grow and adapt. It's ready to release whatever has been holding it back. And you're in perfect faith and trust, knowing that these guides can do just that. They can transform and transmute anything. It's easy for them. It's snap of a finger. It's hard for you and us, but it's easy for them. It's infinitely easy for them. So from this place, I want to begin our travel tonight. And I'm going to teach you this tool by taking you to the desert. But after tonight, you can take this tool and apply it wherever you would like. But it's nice to begin where we're beginning tonight, when you haven't experienced it before. So I want you to imagine that you are transported in this moment from where you are to the most infinite and vast desert you can imagine. It can be a desert that you've visited before. My mind always takes me to Joshua Tree, which is a desert I love. I also love the Palm Springs desert. I've hiked through there so many times picking sage. So see if you can conjure an image of a desert that is familiar to you, and if not, it might be nice to conjure an image of a desert that is unfamiliar to you. Maybe it's the vast regions of Egypt in the shadows of the pyramids. And as you travel to this expanse of this desert, I want you to notice how you feel almost instantly limitless. As far as you can see, ahead of you, to the sides of you, behind you, there's just nothing but this open land, this sand beneath your feet. And these winds are blowing, they're shifting the sands. You can feel it. Even if you close your eyes, you can feel it. And the air is really warm. It's warm on your skin. You can feel the sun. You can't see it, but you can feel the sun and its rays on your skin. And because of this warmth and this expanse, there's this sense of infinite possibility here. There's nothing constraining you or holding you back or limiting you. There's nothing to worry about or be afraid of. And so as you gaze out ahead of you, I want you to start to walk forward in this beautiful desert landscape. Maybe you're aware of your feet on the earth. I hope you're barefoot. You can feel the sand under your toes. It all just feels like a hug. And now as you extend your gaze outward in front of you, you start to let your vision fall soft. And the landscape, you can still visualize it, but it starts to shimmer and almost vibrate as you look out ahead of you. It becomes like a hologram all of a sudden. And what you see in front of you is a huge spiral of light, a huge circle that sort of loops in on itself. And you can still see everything around you. You can still see the landscape, but it's like the air itself is turning into this vortex, and it's creating this sparkling, iridescent spiral of light in front of you. And it's big enough, it encompasses you. Maybe it's 10, 20 feet high and 10, 20 feet wide. And as you approach it, you feel drawn to this spiral. You sense that it's calling to you, and you feel this connection to it. And so as you approach it, you start to intuitively put your hands out to see if you can touch it. And as you come closer to it, you realize it is just a hologram. You can push your hand through it and pull your hand back out. But as soon as you push your hand through it, you are outside of this dimension. This is a dimensional portal. And so as you step through this spiral of light, this infinite spiral of light, you have an instant sense that you are leaving here and going there. And where you go through this portal is absolutely a product of your intention. And so tonight, I'm intending, and I invite you to intend, that as we walk through this portal, we are leaving 2020, and we are fast forwarding days, weeks, months into 2021. And here is still here, there is there. You're simply stepping across that threshold and playing with the time-space continuum. Because you can. This is an invitation to you. And so we indulge our curiosity. First we put one arm through the portal, pull it back, so now we feel safe. Maybe you put your other arm through the portal, just for good measure. Pull that out, and you realize you're safe. So now we get brave, and we decide to step in. So one foot crosses that spiral of light. You kind of look around. The light seems brighter. The other foot crosses that line. And again, look around. Feel the rest of you, pull the rest of you across that threshold. And on the other side of it, as you turn around, you can see what you just left behind. It's still there. Because the other dimensions are not places. They're not other planets necessarily. You can be in another dimension in the room that you're in. It's a choice to cross the threshold. And so as you cross, you have this sense of anticipation and excitement and curiosity of what you'll find here. And so you continue walking, and you're still in the desert, but the light is brighter. And all of a sudden you start to notice around you different structures. Might be different structures for you than it is for me. For me, what I notice as I cross this threshold each time is I notice the pyramids are there. And off in a distance I can see temples and structures. Farther off in the distance I can see lights and points of lights and lights connecting to other lights in these geometric patterns and shapes. And you have a sense as you cross that there's a unity of consciousness here. That you all of a sudden, instead of being just you alone, you've stepped into a web where it's you with you alongside, you connected to all that is and was and will ever be, right here in this one moment. And so as you continue on your path, there's certain lights that are attracting you more than others. And wherever that is and whatever that looks like, that is the call of your guides and your elders and your ancestors, who we humbly invite to be with us tonight in this space outside of space, in this time outside of time. And as you turn your gaze in their direction, you notice, you start to feel the energy of these beings coming towards you. And it feels like the most exciting thing you've ever done. It feels like a reunion that you've been waiting for, maybe that you didn't even know you were waiting for. And as these beings start to come forward, and you may not see them, you may just sense them or smell them or feel them. But as they start to gather and come forward towards you, they begin to guide you toward the space where they came from. Maybe it's a chamber or a temple or a pyramid where they're guiding you back. It's an invitation to you to come and be with them, to share space with them. There's a sense of having missed them and them having missed you. It's been a long time. There's a sense of, oh, we're glad you're back. And there's an instant sense of comfort and connection and gratitude on your part, just for being known this way. And because you're so important, that these beings found a way to make this connection with you tonight. You know, there's no accidents. And so you enter now this space where they've brought you. And you're noticing in this time outside of time, and this space outside of space, when you intend to be somewhere, all of a sudden you are. When you intend to move in a certain direction, all of a sudden you've moved. And so you may have crossed a mile in a second, because there's no time and there's no space. So movement just becomes a choice and a manifestation. And so where are you now inside of this structure where they've brought you? Or maybe you're outside. Maybe they didn't take you inside. Maybe you're outside and it's simply a circle, a gathering. And maybe it's not small, maybe it's vast. Maybe you feel not 5 energies around you, but maybe you feel 1,000,000 of them. Maybe you really have come home to the collective tonight. It's all there. And so, as I begin to drum, what I want you to focus your energy and your intention on is enjoying the connection with these beings who've come forward to visit with you, to attend you, and to come back to a focus on your question. Because it's easy to just enjoy the time here, but not to necessarily gather the wisdom you seek. And so I want you to, as you're experiencing this moment and this connection, I want you to bring your full attention back to that question that brought you here in the first place. What do you need to know or see? What do you need to understand or express or communicate or share? And what do they need to offer you tonight to give you clarity about your path in the days and the weeks and the months ahead of you? And you may start to notice the messages just already start to come when you hold the question. And it can just be a knowing, you know? Oh, I need to do that. Oh, I need to do more of that. Oh, I need to do less of that. Oh, it's actually much easier than I thought it was. So spirit guides, ancestors, beings of light from all dimensions, teachers of the many rays, keepers of the Akash, we call upon you tonight to bless us with wisdom, with your energy, your presence, to communicate with us in symbols and in language, in emotions and in feelings, in a sense of a deeper knowing and a connection to you. And we give thanks to all who have chosen to come forward to be with us in this moment and to teach us and guide us. And now receive. Enjoy the dialogue. Ask all your questions. So before we leave this space, I don't think I've had this happen before, but I feel guided to ask you a question that you may want to ask them. And they gave me the question and I asked it and got my answer. So if it's okay with you, you don't have to say anything, stay where you are. I'm gonna give you the question and then I'm gonna drum for 2 more minutes. Do you wanna see what you get? Mine was fun. So, I'm glad you're ready. So the question is, what is my work this year? It starts at midnight tomorrow. You know that, right? In 3D. What is my work this year? My great work, right? The magnum opus. That's where we're going. That's alchemy. What's your magnum opus? What's your great work? You ready? Let's go find an answer for you. What's your great work for 2021? That's right. If I get any hits for you guys, I will share them. And it's okay to ask them how. How do I do it? It's beautiful. I got you. Loving yourself more, bringing your out healing through, right? Stepping out of the shadows, nice. Being a part of this new world. Beth said, bringing hope to the hopeless. A lot of what I got for you guys is around peace. That you'll find peace. That you need to find peace so that you can bring peace to others. Because you can only bring what you have to the party. Beautiful. Athena's going to be on TV. I like it. Honestly, it would really be a welcome addition. There's nothing good on TV. Yep. Joanne said to heal myself and others. A little bit each day. Interesting, Sarah. Yeah, what I kept getting for the collective was peace. That you guys, it's really like you need to approach finding peace like it's your job. You know, like if your job was to find peace, you'd do it. And you'd work really hard at it. Oh, nice. Lauren fell asleep a little bit. Given the name of Lana, was Larissa. Isn't that cool? And Judith's supposed to write. Millie's still supposed to revisit the journey. Commitment, journeying, developing your intuition, channeling light codes, 1000%. Woo! Interesting, Kaz. I wouldn't be surprised, right? You have to invite peace. That's right, Emery. And embody peace, you know? Peace is only as good as your ability to live it. To become a peaceful person. You know? Beautiful. Relaxation, walking in beauty. Little Tanya is going to help others heal through agape love. I love that. It reminds me, Tanya, of, are you familiar with Amma? A-M-M-A. She's, you know, I don't even know how you describe Amma, but she's a figure of pure divine love. I have a cloth that was blessed by her that Daisy gifted me, and it's one of my treasured things. Nice. That might be good, Athena. It's hard to run a business out of your house, you know? It depends. I mean, I don't have boundaries, so I don't mind that it's all in my house because I don't have boundaries. But if you feel like you need to have boundaries, sometimes having your work outside of your home creates those boundaries for you. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, Amma. That's right, Karen Brown. Amy said to apply what was learned this year. That would be good. Myra said return to myself. Then I was shown me. Oh, how beautiful, Sheila. I'm giving small quartz crystals to others to plant their seeds. I can totally see you doing that too. Hillary wants to go back. Well, you know what? You can actually, if you want, you can, I think you can pause this and go back and like stay in that zone. Some people do that and they just replay the drum. Kind of stay where you are. The original you, so free. Nice. It's just beautiful to read your comments. Well, I want to thank our spirit guides and our ancestors and elders for coming forward in this other dimensional space. We're still there, by the way. So if you want to ask for any additional symbols or gifts or signs or messages, now is a good time to do that before we come back on the other side. Oh, can I bring you back to this dimension? Yeah, I wish. You know what? We can do another journey like this too. 1000%. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you guys for being here tonight. If we can go into 2021 from here, then I believe it's all possible. So it is time to say farewell to our guides. We always do that with a little love and a little sadness. It's hard to leave. This is a place where you are infinitely known and understood. Nothing to explain to the beings who are here, nothing to do differently, or you don't have to pretend here. You don't even have to say anything. They just know because they know you. So just take a moment to say thank you. Sweet, isn't it? That's right. Oh, thank you for that. I love it. And so we thank you, guides and guardians and teachers from all dimensions, for being here, for reminding us of our true selves and our authentic purpose and power tonight, for helping to prepare us for the year ahead and what's coming through, and to be able to see with some measure of clarity now the work that is ahead. And so we leave you in this time and space, but we never really leave you, and you never really leave us. We do give you permission now to return from whence you came, to return to your stars, to return to your dimensions and your frequencies, and those places of light where you live now. And we'll look forward to when we get to see you and spend time in your presence again. Now I want you to notice yourself back out in the open desert where you were at the beginning, because again, in this dimension, transportation is as you think, so you are. And starting to bring more awareness to your fingers and your toes, and turning your head from side to side to come back into present time. And now I want you to visualize yourself walking in the opposite direction from when you entered. And ahead of you, you see that spinning holographic spiral of light vibrating between this dimension and the other. And as you see it out ahead of you, you bring your awareness to the reality that once you walk back through, you're back in your here and now moment. So knowing that, take a moment on the other side here just to soak in one last essence of this space and all that it holds, the absolute infinite potential, the recognition of who you are on a soul level without this body, this whoever you are, whatever you're called here. And just feeling that connection to your complete universal true self. And it's like, just let that kind of become your battery pack for the year ahead. And when you're ready, one paw through, two paws through, one foot in, other foot in. Through the portal we come. And we can breathe air. For some reason, when I'm on the other side, I never notice air, but as soon as I come back into the third dimension, it's like all of a sudden I feel the wind, and I feel like I can smell my perfume all of a sudden, but I can't really smell it on the other side. Isn't that strange? But now I'm like, oh, I smell perfume, I feel the temperature, I'm noticing my body more. I know it's hard to come back, Kimberly. I always have that feeling too. But you know, that dimension is real. As real as this dimension is. More real, maybe. That's right. And So just becoming aware now fully back in your body, back in the room that you are in, we're in, we'll be in. And just taking a moment to be grateful for all the wisdom and information that came through. It's a good place to be. But you know, every time I journey, right, Catherine, I all of a sudden go, ooh, it's cold. I had no idea it was cold before we came back through. This is why I always say to people, you know, it's like, I know to human beings the idea of death is really scary, but it's, you know, this is the eternal. This is, as far as I know, this is the eternal, right? So it's just, we become attached, right, to a body, to a thing, to other humans, to the things, to the, you know, but there's actually a lot of peace in detaching. It's a great lesson. So glad you feel calm. Like I said, if we can go into the new year from this place, you know, absent fear and anxiety and tension in the body, right? Your body hopefully feels really soft right now. So if you can, it's nice if you can go to sleep not too long from now. I wish you could go to sleep just now. Because this is like a bedtime story, like the ultimate bedtime story. So if you don't have to stay up late tonight, maybe don't, you know, depending on your time zone, it might be just the right time to go to sleep, actually. So let's release the guides and the guardians who've been so graciously here with us for so long tonight, as we invited them in before we perfumed. So we begin by releasing the guides and the guardians of the lower world. Thank you for plugging us in beneath our feet. To all of the power lines across the planet, to our ancestors' bones, to the minerals and the crystals, caves beneath our feet. We release you with gratitude. And to the guides and the guardians of the middle world, thank you for coming forward to support all of us this evening. I felt like some of your guides were supporting me, some of my guides were supporting you. There was a lot of camaraderie tonight in the spirit world, I felt. So we thank the guides and the guardians of the middle world for allowing us all to be mingled in this experience together. Give thanks for you, for your life, for your beauty and your wisdom and your presence. And I wish for your abundant health and joy and prosperity in 2021. May everything that you seek come to you in perfect time. We release the guides and the guardians of the middle world with gratitude. And to the guides and the guardians of the upper world, thank you for our access point to the outer dimensions tonight, for our access to the Akash and all of the wisdom that resides there. Thank you for our access to our angels and archangels. Thank you, higher self, for guiding us this evening. We give thanks and release the guides of the upper realm with gratitude. And to the guides and the guardians of the north, thank you for keeping us safe. Thank you for being present and teaching us about presence and presencing. Thank you for your steady encouragement of us always, guides of the north. We always feel your presence, especially in the season of winter. We release you tonight with gratitude. To the guides and the guardians of the west, thank you as well for helping us to process and release and shed tonight. As the moon starts to wane, timing is really good. Closing doors on this year that need to be closed. We don't need to carry that energy forward. Just feeling lighter, a little more buoyant. That's all Western energy. Just like Mama Ocean taking away from you, the waves coming and washing away what needs to be released. We release the guides of the west with gratitude. And to the guides and the guardians of the south, thank you for encouraging us, strengthening us, helping to connect us with our power and our passion tonight, reminding us of that purpose for the year ahead. We release you with gratitude. And to the guides and the guardians of the east, Thank you for this grand new beginning. Thank you for all that we've learned. Thank you for giving us clarity in our minds and our hearts tonight. We release you with gratitude. And together we say, for the last time in 2020, Amen, Aho. So it is. This music, it's interesting. It reminds me of Mexico. There was a moment where this is when I was in Mexico last year, we were having dinner with the people who work the stones, and because we had sent all of our blue Lemurian calcite down there to be carved, and we were going to see what they were doing. We all went out to dinner, and after dinner we were walking around and kind of looking, and I was looking up at the sky, and there was music just like that playing. And I remember just having a moment of gratitude. It was so beautiful, and I was so happy. And we were talking that night about, we'll all be back soon, we'll all see each other next year, because we were planning to come back this fall, and just had a moment of like, I don't know. Isn't it interesting how music can do that to you sometimes? Ooh. So, with so much love, I'm glad you guys like the music too. It was kind of right for it. It did kind of accompany it in a nice way. There's a little bit of that, right? Just a little bit of like, there's a slightly Spanish music, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Mexico in the desert. Now I remember that moment, just thinking that I just felt pure joy. Like there was nowhere else in that moment I wanted to be in the world, and like how I couldn't wait to get back. So I'll hold to that maybe in 2021. Okay, so I send you forth. It sounds so dramatic. I mean, it's not like we're not gonna see each other. We do have a full break next week. Classes start the week after, because there's 5 Wednesdays in January. So Dave and I have our gem sale next Tuesday, but other than that, there's some space. So I'm going to be giving you in the Facebook group some journal questions and some things to be reflecting on and thinking about. This is the time I want you to take to watch the intro classes if you're continuing. I think it's important if you haven't watched those already. I want to thank you, truly, and I'm seeing your comments too. Ooh, Vanya, well, I want to know. Send me a message so I can know what you want to tell me. I want you to know how grateful I am to you too, and how beautiful it's been to witness you this year. Truly, I do. I wish you the happiest year of your life ahead, no matter how happy you've been in the past. I hope 2021 is every one of your happy moments so far times 10. I really do. I hope there's more laughter than tears. And yeah, December coaching will come, but I won't see you live is what I meant. I'm going to be recording that for you tomorrow. So that'll come to you probably maybe tomorrow afternoon. I'll be recording it in the morning, but we won't see each other live. Yeah. How do you get the intro classes if you're just letting it auto-renew? Alexis, would you mind? That's the second time I've had that question today, and I actually don't know the answer, but I would like to know the answer, because when people ask, I don't want to say, I don't know, ask Alexis. So if people are just auto-renewing, like you're not changing your membership, how do they get the intro classes? Oh, they're pinned. The intro classes are pinned in the announcements of the group. And then you'll also get access to them on Friday when the January classroom goes live. So if you want it right now, go to and I just learned this with you. Go to the announcements section of your Facebook group. Ta-da! Thanks, you guys. We love you so much. We really do. I know I've kept you longer than I was supposed to tonight, but it's hard to say goodbye sometimes. I know it's not goodbye. It's just until I see you again. So Happy New Year. however you're celebrating. We are in Los Angeles, which is officially, like I said, the epicenter of COVID. So we are celebrating here at home with some champagne and cheers and toast and go to bed. Thanks, you guys. Let's see. Is there anything else I can answer for you? How do you get back in the Facebook group? If you're not in the Facebook group already, I'm not sure. Maybe just, I think the best thing to do is probably to message into support.sagegoddess.com. If you've paid for December and you're here, you should be in the Facebook group. So maybe just send a request to join the Facebook group would be the easiest way to do it. I know. Happy New Year, you guys. Thank you so much. So we'll see you soon. I will see you very, very soon. I am going to be live quite a lot tomorrow, so if you want to hang out with me, I will say, 'cause tomorrow is the last day to sign up for programs for new people if they want to do the annual option, so you're going to see me a lot tomorrow. If you do see me live and you want to join, I sure appreciate that, because it's really nice. Sometimes people like to hear from current members, and I would never require you to be there, or I would never say, oh, could all of you please come over and join? But if you happen to see me live and you join and you want to share your experiences, I just think that's really cool. So if you do see me live and you want to hang out, you're always welcome. You'll see me bouncing around quite a bit tomorrow. And then I will be off on Friday. All right, we love you. Pamela's in lockdown in San Diego. Well, from here in LA, I see you. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. Thank you, Alexis, also for being here and staying late. I love you. Did you use your rattle tonight? I hope you did. I think you said you were going to use your rattle tonight, so maybe we both consecrated our magical tools tonight. Thank you again for my drum, everybody, too. I couldn't love it more. I think it's the most beautiful drum I've ever played. And you heard it tonight. I mean, the tone is incredible. I will use it and love it forever. Thank you for being here.